Good morning, good morning. It is the Breakfast Jam. I'm your girl, Myra Maloba, the Afro-Punk Queen at Icon Radio number one entertainment plug. We are live at exactly 7:57 a.m. on Tuesday, the 26th of September. Again, time is just going very, very fast. So what have you done with your year? Have you managed to do your goals? Have you managed to do your mantras? Have you managed to at least get through this crazy manic year? Oh Lord, a lot to recount. By the time we're doing our countdown, look over there on the 31st of December, there'll be a lot to talk about. There'll be a lot to reminisce. But if you've made it this far, well done, well done. Manze, you have done it. And I'd like to, of course, start off with our quote of the day. Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. One small positive thought. So just keep it in mind that when you start off on a positive note, everything else just flows that way. It's the power of the mind, it's the power of your will, and there's nothing stronger than that. So of course, I'm also taking that with me as I start off my day. God knows we all need a little bit of positivity in our lives. Now let's take a quick look at the weather as we go about our morning in Nairobi. It's looking like it's going to be sunny as the day starts off at 17 degrees. Pretty much going to be sunny for most of the day. Although we've been hit with a lot of rain during the evening, and it looks like that's going to be happening again tonight. So of course, just plan your day. If you're in Mombasa, it's at 25 degrees. Also looking like it's starting off a bit of cloudy with chances of sunshine. Still looking like it's going to be a cloudy day, but up to highs of 31 degrees later on today. Looking at Kisumu, it's at 21 degrees, mostly cloudy as the day starts off. But as you go ahead with the day, it's going to go up to highs of 30 degrees. Yes, that's how it's looking for major parts of Kenya. If indeed you're out there and you do have something to see or report, be sure to let us know. +254 788 380030. Let's get back into the music. When we come back, we'll be looking at some of the headlines making the news this morning. Keep it right here on The Breakfast Jam. Listen, no matter what you may feel about Prezzo, that guy gave us hits upon hits. He needs to make a comeback. It's about that time. Him and Yulopa, I think, were one of the best collabos we've seen thus far. That was Push Up for Shize, play right here on the Breakfast Jam, where we're all about that throwback therapy for your morning. Now, we're going to take a quick look at the rundown of the news this morning. Now, it has been woes upon woes for Rai Group CEO. And this is one person, if I could take you back, who apparently there were claims of him being kidnapped. It was all put out for the public to see. And I think a day later, he surfaced. And of course, he's been seeing a lot of problems with his companies. And there were statements that were made also by the president in regards to Mambo Matatu, which we will not repeat at this time. But seems that he has now shut down Kenyan operations, or rather, they have been claims that they shut down Kenya operations, but now he has actually refuted those claims. Now, the Rai Group of companies owned by billionaire industrialist Jaswant Rai has dismissed reports that emerged over the weekend that they are exiting the Kenyan market. In a statement dated Monday, the management termed the claim as misinformation bordering on unhelpful propaganda coming at this time of severe economic challenges. Now, the company assured all its customers, farmers, employees, and partners that it was not moving its business out of the country. Now, in a statement, they said the Rai Group is cognizant of its contribution to the economic growth of the Kenyan economy through job creation and, more importantly, through the production of high-quality goods and the provision of services that circulate and are consumed both locally and internationally. Now, this is a man whose group owns quite a number of industries spanning from oil, that's oil, cooking oil, to sugar, and has been in a lot of controversy over the past few months. Now, President William Ruto has blamed his companies for sabotaging moves to resuscitate struggling state-owned millers. And remember, President Ruto was very, very agitated by this particular person. Now, in other news, Kenya is set to build its first nuclear power plant. Yikes. Now, I don't know if you know your history well, but that has not really played out very well for a lot of countries. I don't know how that will exactly impact Kenya or work for Kenya. Now, the construction of Kenya's first ever power plant is expected to commence in 2027. Now, speaking in an interview, the acting CEO of Nuclear Power and Energy Agency, Justice Wabuyabo, said that they are looking to construct the plant either in Kilifi or Kwale. As a matter of fact, Wabuyabo revealed that they have already started floating the tenders of the construction of the plant. Now, people of Kilifi have not been too happy about it. They have protested. They are against it. The people of Kilifi, the coastal areas, have seen a lot of things that have been hit their way, whether it's coal plants, now nuclear plants. Manze, they're saying, listen, just stop it. Leave us alone. These are not things that are going to be healthy for our community. Now, Wabuyabo says that construction would take approximately 6 to 7 years, meaning the plant would be launched between 2034 to 2035. He says we are now focusing on Kilifi and Kwale as our ideal sites. Now, you guys, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think a nuclear site is something that Kenya really needs? Is it something that we really need to get into? Are we that much a part of the global village that we can now get into the nuclear zones? Let us know on +254 788 0030 on any of the Icon Radio KE platforms. I would love to hear your thoughts and sample them in between the show. Now, another part of what's going on, especially within the business sphere, remember the controversy with the Naivasha port. There was talks of moving the Mombasa port to the Naivasha port. And now Ruto has reverted to Naivasha port to serve DRC and EAC markets. Now, the Kenya Ports Authority is looking into the Naivasha Inland Container Depot to handle cargo destined for the DRC, which is expected to increase owing to the admission of the Central African country of the EAC. Now, in a meeting with the DRC envoy to Kenya, Ambassador Nyakeru John, KPA said that it had invested in the Naivasha port to cater to the expected influx in Congolese cargo. Additionally, the Port Authority stated that its team was in the process of setting up a liaison office in Goma, DRC. Similarly, DRC hinted at the possibility of setting up a consulate in Kenya. Apart from the consulate, you do know also there's been a lobby for visas within African countries to be abolished. And DRC has done that for Kenya. And there are quite a number of countries also have done that for each other. So hopefully these international relations that we are able to trade and visit within our own countries will strengthen the AU. Let's see as time goes forward. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll be looking at more news, including trouble for private car owners are there being recalled by the KRA, and also a Twali's sign has been decided on. More on that after the break. That was Elaine and Waire, or rather, should I say Waire and Elaine, because it was a Kenyan collaboration with Nakupenda. It's called Nakupenda Pia, right? Nakupenda Pia. And it is playing right here on the Breakfast Jam. We're all about that throwback therapy. Now, people have been wondering what is up with this Maisha number. What exactly is it for? What exactly does it entail? What exactly does it get you? Like, there's just been a lot of questions being shrouded around this particular thing. Like, is it the same as an ID number? Is it a Huduma number? Because some of us have not even collected our Huduma number still now. Like, a lot of questions. Now here comes in the Maisha number. Now, according to the government, services or rather, there are key services that are to be accessed through this particular Maisha ID number. Now, the Kenya government has given an update on the government services that members of the public will only access using digital ID, popularly known as Maisha number. According to the Citizen Service State Department, Kenyans will use the Maisha number to access birth and death certificates. Additionally, Kenyans seeking health services from public hospitals will need to produce a digital ID to access services. I don't know if I'm wrong, but it's the same thing they said about, I think, the Huduma number, that you are supposed to be able to access all these things from getting the Huduma number. You got us so scared till there was a rush to get it. And then after that, guys are like, what do I do with it now? And you can even use the Huduma number in place of the ID. A friend of mine tried, believe me, it didn't work. Now, the government further announced that Kenyans will be required to produce their Maisha number while applying for a passport and national identification card. The digital ID will be used for other services that necessitate real-time authentication of individuals' particulars and identity. Now, Principal Secretary of State Department for Citizen Services, Julius Bitok, had earlier told Kenyans that the Maisha number would not be mandatory. While the government has not outrightly backtracked from the earlier statement, it has added that all Kenyans will be required within a specific time frame to apply for the digital IDs. See? Still the same story as the Huduma number. Will you be getting yours? Now, away from that, there's another requirement now. This is for vehicle owners. Carry Intelligence Unit recalls 119 vehicles, or rather 119 vehicles, to verify owners. Now, the KRA had recalled 119 registered vehicles to verify owners and check importation documents. In a notice on Tuesday, the taxman indicated that the owners of the vehicles will be required to submit documentation to prove ownership of the vehicles alongside importation documents. KRA has directed that the vehicles be submitted for inspection at their offices in Forodha House, Mombasa, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Nairobi, at Kiptagich House, Eldoret, and Nakuru Generation House, George Murray Avenue in Nyeri, and Veka Plaza Isiolo, Landmark Hotel, or Kisumu Swan Center. Now, in a statement, they said KRA wishes to notify the owners of the vehicles listed below to present the vehicles for inspection together with the original ownership, sale agreement, transfer, and importation documents to the Commissioner of Intelligence. Now, the reason as to why this is happening is not quite clear. It's just a lot of threats that have been thrown out. The ones who refuse to comply with the directive risk hefty penalties, according to KRA. So you better be checking out for the papers and for the notices and finding out if your registration number has been listed, so as not to incur these hefty fines that they are promised to inflict on whoever does not listen to them. Okay. Now, finally, we look at Atuoli and his sign that had brought so much controversy in Kileleshwa, to a point where it was actually taken down, then put back up, then now it's in court. So now there is a verdict surrounding that particular sign. Now, Kotu Kotu rather, it's Central Organization of Trade Unions. Francis Atwoli was dealt a blow on Monday after the court quashed a decision to name a road after him. In this ruling, Justice Anthony Mrima noted that the public participation was not carried out prior to renaming the road after the fiery trade unionist. He further pointed out that Nairobi County erred by making the decision before carrying out due diligence in the county assembly. Now, according to Mrima, such processes would have been carried out in Parliament or in the County Assembly of the Nairobi City County. In 2021, the Nairobi County honored Kotu Secretary General Francis Atwoli by renaming the Dick Road in the market of Kileleshwa after him. At the time, Atwoli expressed gratitude to the county for the feat. Soon after, a storm erupted, both online and off, with city residents opposed to put to the county's decision to rename the road after the trade unionists. They decried at the time that it is not followed proper procedure. Well, Paule Bonatoli, probably sometime in future after due process has been followed. Otherwise, even me, I'd go and name a Maloba Road somewhere. I would love to somehow. But yes, that is the end of that for Mr. Atwoli. You can comment on any of our conversations on +254 788 838 0030, as well as any of the Icon Radio KE platforms. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let's chop it up. I told you I got abandonment issues. Don't leave me alone in this conversation. Let us join in the conversation. When we come back, we'll be looking at our icon of the day. And this is a hero that actually went in to save Kenyans from armed terrorists. Keep it here for that and more right here on The Breakfast Jam. Those were the Longombas with Queen. That is Lovey with his late brother Christian. Man, may he rest in peace. One of the greatest talents we've ever seen. Now, let's go straight into the conversation of our icon of the day. Last week on the 21st of September, Kenya commemorated, I think it has been how many years? I think 10 years since the Westgate attack by Al Shabaab terrorists. Reliving those moments have been extremely hard for a lot of Kenyans. A lot of people senselessly lost their lives. 69 people senselessly lost their lives in the hands of terrorists on that particular day. And of course, there has been a memorial that has been put up in that. And now there's a British soldier who saved Kenyans, and he has finally been unmasked after 10 years. Now, a soldier who rescued hundreds of survivors during the Westgate Mall attack in 2013 has narrated his story for the first time a decade later. Now, Taff Grove, who was attached to the British Special Air Service at the time, told Wales Online, a UK-based outlet, that he dashed into the mall shortly after the terrorist attack to rescue a work colleague and his wife. He noted that he, alongside former Irish Ranger Lorcan Byrne, rushed into the building unarmed and without any discernible plan, but with the goal of saving people. Once he got into the building, Grove met individuals who were fleeing for safety but soldiered on, vowing to help combat the terrorists who were still shooting aimlessly. He said, as a former soldier, you are used to bangs and guns. I was not scared. It sounds daft, but this is my training. You think this is a pretty dumb thing to do, to walk into this situation, but I knew I could help and could not walk away. As a soldier, you are used to having a gun in your hand, but we walked in without a gun. Wow. He continues to say, going up the stairs, you take it technically. You are hyper alert and planning all the way. If someone pops around the corner, what will you do? I had only ever been to the mall once for a coffee. I didn't know the place. To aid him, Grove was escorted into the building by 4 Kenyan police officers who had refused to give him their guns. One of the terrifying encounters he recalled from the incident was when the terrorists fired into a children's cooking competition at the rooftop car park. That had never ever left my mind, and that was the time when we lost one of our media colleagues. That's Hila Adatia. It was just absolutely horrible. She was pregnant at the time. Shazan was leading the cooking competition, and again, senselessly lost her life. He continues to say it was pretty sad in the cooking area. There was badly injured people, and you see it as something you need to sort out. I'm just lucky things don't get to me, and because of my training, I felt it could help. How do I feel now? I am glad I was there on that day. You don't want to see this stuff, but I was able to help. The two helped the first group of 60 individuals evacuate the building and tended to others who had sustained injuries. For 10 years, only the individuals that Grove and Lokran had rescued knew about their heroic acts, with the former remaining adamant that he wanted his identity under wraps. Let's go into the break. When we come back, we'll be looking at more of this tale of the most heroic of British soldiers who went in and saved lives. Keep it right here on The Breakfast Jam. Right, guys, let's finish up with our icon of the day, who has been an inspiration to many just because of what he did to save the lives of many at the Westgate Mall attack. Now, this report goes on to say, so insistent was he in trying to get into the Westgate that when a plane he traveled on to the UK a day after the attack landed in London, he did not step forward when the British police asked whether anyone on the flight had experienced a tragedy at Westgate. And this is actually the friend who did not want to be known. Remember, this is British soldiers, both of whom managed to check in without guns, without proper lay of the land. They had to go in using the protection of other Kenyan soldiers to be able to check in. And now it's when it's been discovered who exactly at least one of them is, because the other one has refused to give out his give out who he is and what he looks like. But we are talking about Tough Grove, who is indeed our icon of the day, and he did go in with Irish Ranger Lorcan Byrne. And Lorcan doesn't want to be known, but of course, Tough is now 10 years later telling his story. Now, according to Lorcan, he says, I didn't want to talk about it at the time. I had a job to do and was still in the SAS reserves, so I thought I had better keep my head down. 68 individuals lost their lives during the attack that left significant damage in the mall located in Westlands, Nairobi. So I'd love for us to just chop it up, Kidogo. Let me know where you were on that day. Do you have anybody that you would like to, memorialize at this time? We would love to be with you, standing with you. Of course, you can send your messages to us on +254 788 38 0030. If you do have a loved one who you'd like to remember this time, who might have lost a member and you'd like us to call, let us know, and we'll definitely send another call or just put in even just a song request. Of course, we do continue to mourn with the members who have lost family members in the Westgate attack. For those who lost their lives, we continue to pray for their souls. It was indeed a tough time in our history, a sad time in our history, and we will always, always remember. May they continue to rest in peace. All right, we are going into a short break. We'll be going also into the news, and when we come back, we'll be looking at the entertainment news that's making the headlines this morning, including a shocking revelation of a leader in the fight against cancer who lost their battle just today. Keep it right here for details on that on the Breakfast Jam.
Good morning, avid listeners, and welcome to Icon Radio News at 9. My name is Alens Livingston. New KCSE grading structure to take effect this year. Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu, during a stakeholders engagement, unveiled a new grading structure at the new Mtihani House that will be implemented in the 2023 KCSE. In the new grading system, only two mandatory subjects, mathematics and one language, Kiswahili, English or Kenyan Sign Language, will be used to compute the mean grade, compared to previously where five mandatory subjects across three cluster groups, mathematics, English, Kiswahili, two sciences and one humanity. Additionally, examiners will be required to pick five of the best performed subjects from a candidate, doing away with the previous grading system. US pledges 14 billion Kenya shillings to support Kenya's mission in Haiti. The United States has pledged $100 million, 14.7 billion Kenya shillings. The High Court in Nairobi has quashed a decision that named Dick Road in Kileleshwa, Nairobi, after Court Secretary General Francis Atwoli. The court ruled on Monday that there was no public participation in the decision to rename the road, formerly known as Dick Road. The street was renamed Francis Atwoli in honor of the trade unionist in May 2021 by the Nairobi County government. The signage was, however, removed and set on fire by unknown people shortly after the signage was, however, removed and set on fire by unknown people shortly after the before Atwoli announced that the county government had re-erected it and put CCTV in place to monitor it from vandals. That's it for Icon Radio News at 9. Continue keeping it locked to your number one entertainment plug. My name is Alens Livingston.
That was a script with Superhero playing right here on the Breakfast Jam. That is something we definitely need in this day and time. A superhero to come and just save us from all our issues. Remember, this is a request hour. All you have to do is let us know what you'd like to get played right here as we go into 10 a.m. Hit us up on +254-788-380030, and we got you covered. Now, we start this hour off with some difficult news as Zoleka Mandela, one courageous cancer warrior, has passed away at the age of 43. Now, unfortunately, this is something she has been fighting, she's been living with. And all through that, she was an author and a granddaughter of South Africa's first democratically elected president, Nelson Mandela. Now, according to Mandela's family, Zoleka passed away on Monday evening, 25th September. In a statement, the Mandela family said Zoleka had, or rather was admitted at a hospital on the 18th of September for ongoing treatment for metastatic cancer to the hip, liver, lung, pelvis, brain, and spinal cord. Now, recent scans revealed significant disease progression, including fibrosis in the lungs as well as severe embroil. Zoleka passed away on the evening of Monday, 25th September, surrounded by friends and family. The family said, "Our sincere gratitude to the medical team that took care of her." It's so unfortunate. Somebody who was so full of life. She's not only a cancer warrior, she's an activist, she's an author. Oh my God. Cancer takes away yet another one. Absolutely sad. We do mourn with her family, her friends, her colleagues, people that she impacted in her life, her children, her two beautiful children. Hopefully one day the world will find a cure to cancer. Now, another person who is going through it is Bruce Willis, and it seems his dementia has taken on quite a difficult turn. And the wife is now giving news. And according to Bruce Willis's wife, Emma Hemming, she has revealed how severe her husband's condition is as it pertains to his dementia, and it sounds worse than what people might have realized. Emma went on today morning, yesterday on Monday, to discuss Bruce's diagnosis at length, and she was accompanied by a professional in the field who was there to provide more context on what exactly Bruce Willis is battling with frontotemporal dementia, his specific condition. This is a tough watch because the situation clearly weighs on Emma and their two younger daughters together, something she describes in detail in the heart-wrenching interview. Now, one standout from her remarks comes when Hoda Cobb asks her point blank if Bruce is aware of what's going on with him, and the answer is telling. Emma says it's hard to know. Emma also explains Bruce has lost the ability to make decisions for himself as opposed to outright memory loss, although it sounds like that too might be affected. In any case, it's evident Emma is now overseeing his well-being. She says she doesn't consider herself his caretaker now, but a care partner. Man, it's absolutely heart-wrenching to see. I think the last time we had a sighting of Bruce Willis was during his birthday, and you could tell it had already started to onset and kind of like settle in with him, and it's quite hard to see, but his family was there with him, was trying to be strong with him. I do have a family member who suffers from dementia. It's not the easiest thing to go through. And of course, it's just constant support and care, and of course, educating yourself around the condition. So yes, another person who fans might need to send out their prayers for is Celine Dion, who also has been battling a disease called the stiff person disease, and this is where it literally just paralyzes your body. Her family says that she's been in pain and they don't know how to alleviate the pain from her, but they try to continue giving her care. So, of course, there's a lot of news to take in for a lot of our personalities, a lot of our public personalities. And we do pray they get into a better space, a more peaceful space. That's the best that we can pray for. Whether it's public figures, whether it's our family, or just keep them in your thoughts and do the best that you can for them during these difficult, difficult times. Let's go into the break, and when we come back, we'll be looking at Russell Brand's case. And it's not the easiest right now. There are allegations of sexual assault that have emerged. I'll be giving you details on that, as well as Usher, who has been announced as a 2024 entertainer for the Super Bowl. Stand by for more on that. Yes, that was Avicii with Wake Me Up. Of course, that's somebody we lost to suicide. Remember, this is Suicide Prevention Month. We're going to be going into that tomorrow on Wellness Wednesday. We'll go into that conversation, so be sure to tune in and also weigh in on our WhatsApp number +254 788 0030. You can also holler at us on any of our Icon Radio KE platforms. I'll be sure to chop it up. Let's give somebody some hope, some resilience, some sense of belonging into this world, because God knows we need each and every one of you. Now, Scandal has hit Hollywood once again. Now, there's one thing I didn't know. I was wondering where this amazing comedian went to. He just fell off the face of the earth, stopped doing movies. I think the last one he did was Rock of Ages, if I'm not wrong, but I have to look it up in his Wikipedia. Like, it made no sense. He just dropped off the face of the earth. And now he's back with an investigation in tow. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Russell Brand. Russell Brand is famous for movies like Get Him to the Greek. Again, like I said, Rock of Ages. And he's just an absolutely hilarious person. Now, he's been doing a podcast talking about, and books, I think, talking about the dangers of Hollywood, talking about, just giving his views on some things he just doesn't quite find right within the world. And now he is back in the news, and not in the most positive of ways, as he is under investigation. Now, what had happened was, Russell Brand came out over the weekend on his YouTube podcast and gave light to the fact that there were accusations floating around about him being inappropriate with women. And in his opinion, all of them were consensual, okay? So, of course, instances like these are usually, according to some of the experts, hard to prove. It's a he said, she said situation, most likely because there was no documentation of whatever happened whatsoever. Not like in the case of Weinstein where there's an actual recording, but now in this case, probably, as in, like, there isn't a lot to go by, or probably there is. According to Russell Brand, he said it was all consensual. There's even an age, I think, of an underage girl, but in the UK, I think the age of consent is 16 years old. Does it make it right? I think that's left to your own discernment. But for Russell Brand, he's now being probed in the sex abuse claims in the UK because they are many. Now, Russell Brand is under a criminal investigation in the UK. The Southern cops say a handful of women came forward to publicly claim he sexually abused them years ago. The comedian actor was not named by London's Metropolitan Police in their statement Monday, but there was no ambiguity that he was the center of this probe. They wrote, following an investigation by Channel 4 dispatches and the Sunday Times, that the Met has received a number of allegations of sexual offences in London. Now, of course, he's come out to deny all accusations of rape, sexual assault, and controlling, as well as emotionally abusing behavior. Now, the cops add, we have also received a number of allegations of sexual offences committed elsewhere in the country and will investigate these. Unclear what exactly the police are digging into, but it's presumably it might relate to the allegations mentioned in the joint report published a couple of weeks ago, which included claims from 4 different women whom alleged RB had raped them. Prior to Monday's announcement, Metropolitan Police had said they received a report of a sexual assault that allegedly took place in Soho, London, back in 2003, and many believed that too was linked to Brand. Worth noting, however, Brand has yet to be arrested for anything at this point. For his part, Brand has repeatedly and vehemently denied all of the claims against him thus far. And too early to tell whether any of these investigations will result in charges. Now, you can go and check out his video where he does actually talk about these particular charges, where he says, I didn't do it. I did not do it. Now, away from that, we do have Britney Spears acting absolutely weird as can be. You know, she has those dance videos that she puts out all the time in nothing but an underwear all the time. And Plies has been her biggest supporter. You know, Plies, the one who did the song with Neo, was famous for some time. I don't know what he's famous for now, apart from praising Britney and for her dance moves. And he also claims that Britney is his Beyonce. Woof. Now she's come out with a new video where she's dancing around in her underwear, but this time with knives, man, with knives. Now, remember, this is a person who got divorced, or rather, is settling for divorce, and this happened just, about a month ago from her now estranged husband. She's alone in that house. Kevin, her ex, whatever his face is, has taken away the kids. So basically, who is looking out for this woman? I don't think she's okay. Personally, I don't think she is fine. And I think she posed an extremely dangerous risk to herself. And I remember she was under conservatorship. That's the word. This is where now she was under her parents. They're taking care of her well-being, her finances. And she was under this for a very long time until the courts now declared that she no longer has to be there. But the question remains, wasn't it really for her good? Wasn't it really to help her out? Seeing these displays that she's putting out, that she really needs the help people have been saying she needs, and it's been talked about for the longest time. Well, I do hope, personally, I feel like there's something not right with Britney Spears, and I do hope that she does get the help that she needs. Now, we're going to finish off with some good news, as our boy Usher is now going to be headlining the Super Bowl in 2024. This was announced with a video of him doing one of his famous songs. There's a famous song of his, I can't remember which one it was, where, he's on the phone, he's talking, and in this particular video for his promo, he's now answering back to his alter ego who did the song some time back. Now, Usher in a statement said, "It's an honor of a lifetime to finally check a Super Bowl performance off my bucket list. I can't wait to bring the world a show unlike anything else they've seen from me before. Thank you to the fans and everyone who made this opportunity happen. I'll see you real soon." And the Usher, or rather the Super Bowl, the Usher Bowl, we should call it the Usher Bowl, yeah. The Super Bowl halftime winner is Usher, 100%. Now, Apple Music just made the big announcement with the help of Kim Kardashian. If you believe in spontaneity, you see Kim calling Usher for the big reveal. After all, she's now an actress. Super Bowl will go down at Allegiant Stadium, home of Las Vegas Raiders, in February 2024. So if you're there for the game or if you're there for the performances, this is going to be a good one. If you've ever just followed Usher, his career, he's one heck of a performer. And he's somebody who has given us hits after hits after hits. Even during his scandal with Kiki Palmer, he still gave us another hit called Boyfriend that you absolutely need to check out because he's just that guy. He's just that guy. Her peace be damned. Okay, guys. On that note, we gotta go. Of course, if you have requests for tomorrow, be sure to send them in as early as possible as we do Dance Hall Wednesdays. We'll also be getting into that Wellness Wednesdays as we continue to observe Suicide Awareness Month. It's that month where we do look out for ourselves and our loved ones. So come back tomorrow for that. Tonight we're going to be having Nyokabi Kimari, or rather Nyokavi Kiwari is going to be coming in tonight with Afro Groove, one of my favorite shows of all time because of the music. The music is just amazing. It's the best way to go home. From 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., you got to be tuned in to the Afro Groove for amazing music from across Africa. We'll find you guys again tomorrow right here on Icon Radio, your number one entertainment plug. And for now, continue to enjoy amazing music up to the top of the hour, and continue listening to Icon Radio for amazing hits throughout the day. See you tomorrow. Stay safe.